Hello everyone, it's Rob here from Woodward English. How is everyone? Please let me know where you are watching from. Make sure I got everything set up here. Let's go and show some people what. Hello, Lolly. Early for you, I know, in France. Thank you so much for joining us today. Who else we got there? We got Helen. Also, hello, I'm here. And you're in Iran right now. Who else we got? Where are you from? Let me know. And then I will add into the chat. Today, we are going to do a wonderful, fun, exciting grammar lesson about the apostrophe, more specifically, apostrophe S. When do we use the apostrophe? Hey, Iran, great to see you, mate. So glad you could drop by. Always wonderful to have you here. We've got MC English. We've got Larissa also from Gibraltar. Wow, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there too, probably. You're from India. Hello. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you my screen for now. Just make sure I got the right one. Boom, here it is. No, not that one. This one here. You don't want to look at me. You want to see what I've actually got on the screen. Oh, hello, I'm Angelica Brito. Always lovely to have you here, making sure everyone behaves themselves. Okay, so look at this. Here, I'm just going to go straight into it here. That's why you should come early. Okay, so we've got 3 different sentences here. We have John's tall, John studied, and John's car. What do all of these sentences have in common? And while I'm waiting for you to put your answers, I'm just going to say hello to everyone. We got Dana in Mexico City. You got Andre and Larissa. Hello, both of you. Nice. In Brazil. We also got Susana Santos, also from Brazil. I am from New Zealand, and I'm streaming live from New Zealand. It's, 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon. 1 o'clock Friday afternoon. It's the weekend and my body knows it. Okay, who else we got there? Got Juanita Perez. No, Perez. Yeah, Perez. Oh God, there's no hope for me. Evelyn Rivera, hello everyone. Okay, so what do all of these sentences have in common? They all have the apostrophe S. And they will have John in there. John's the example today. We have Icing. Hello, Mercy from Ecuador. The wonderful Wagnarok from Sao Paulo. Okay. We've got Vinicius also from Brazil. So they all, was that Vinicius? Let me say that correctly. Vinicius. There it is. From Brazil. So they all have apostrophe S. Now, people always think, oh, apostrophe S means maybe possession or something like that. There are actually 4 different uses. I'm going to give you another one. Yes, you got sexy John today. So we have the apostrophe S actually has 4 different uses, but I'm just going to talk about 3 of them today. What are those uses? So in the first one, if we have a look, the apostrophe S is followed by an adjective, okay? For example, John's tall. Here he is. He's a basketball player. John's tall. So tall is an adjective. Remember, adjectives describe something. Tall, short, crazy. These are all adjectives. So when it ends, when you have apostrophe S and it's followed by an adjective, the apostrophe S normally means is. It's like saying John is tall. Quickly going through here. Hey, got Raul from Argentina. What about in the second one? We got John's studied. Studied is a past participle. But when we have apostrophe S and past participle, It actually refers to the present tense because the apostrophe S means has. So John's studied is a short way of saying John has studied, which, as Dana said, is the present perfect tense, okay? And what about the final one, John's car? So we have an adjective, a past participle. What about car? What is car? Car is, obviously, it's a noun. So when we have apostrophe S plus a noun is like the name of something, pen, car, chicken. These are names of things. These are nouns. So when we have apostrophe S plus a noun, it is actually used to show possession, or that something belongs or has a relationship to someone or something else. Okay, so it shows that. For example, as Lolly says, it shows, like John's car shows possessions. It shows that it belongs to him. It is his. Okay, so it's like saying the car of John, but we don't in English normally say the car of John. Like if you're a Spanish speaker, you would probably say that. I don't know about Portuguese. But in English, no, we use the apostrophe S. And then, of course, we have something like, I don't know, we'll talk about that in a moment. But when the apostrophe S is followed by a noun, it refers to possession. And that's what we're going to look at today. There's also another one that one of our, in the comments, Oz, one of our commentator, one of the people that makes lots of comments in our chat, and what do you call it? The descriptions of videos. Apostrophe S can also mean us when it's a contraction of let's go. It's like saying let us go. Let's eat now. It's like let us eat. But these are the three main ways. So we're going to, these things are called possessive noun. Now, possessive noun is to show possession, a relationship, and that something belongs to someone or something. Okay, that's the boring part. Let's look at it like this. This is better. Paul's house is very big. Paul's house is very big. We say Paul's house instead of saying the house of Paul, okay? If you say the house of Paul is very big, they probably know that you're not a native English speaker. We'll almost always use the apostrophe S. But then it's suddenly like, stop. What about that Game of Thrones thing? The house, was it House of the Dragon? Oh, that came out, was it on Sunday, Monday, whenever? On Sunday, it's like, but why don't they use the apostrophe S there? Dragon's house or the dragon's house is okay. Sometimes it does appear, especially in titles and things like that, but it's like to give emphasis, like that, more dramaticism to it. But almost just unless you're writing scripts for HBO, use the apostrophe S. Paul's house. Okay, so here, so look at this one, number 2. Where is Julie's book? Why do we say Julie's book? Because the book belongs to Julie. The book belongs to Julie. Julie is the owner of this book. So we don't normally say the book of Julie. No, we say Julie's book. And the next one, do you want to go to Mike's party? What does Mike's party mean? Do you want to, I want to go. I've heard they're really good. Do you want to go to Mike's party? Do you want to go to Mike's party? It means it is the party that Mike is having. It shows this connection or relationship. You know, Mike is organizing it. But we don't say, do you want to go to the party of Mike? No, Mike's party. It's just something that makes a difference between someone that's learning English and someone that speaks English. I'm going to meet Susan's parents tonight. I'm nervous. I'm going to meet Susan's parents tonight for the first time. It's like saying, what? The parents of Susan, okay? So all of these, Paul's, Julie's, Mike's, and Susan's, these are all possessive nouns, and they're used like all of the time. And that's what you need to know. So let's look at this. So what are the rules? What rules do you need to know? Because it's not always apostrophe S. Sometimes it's just an apostrophe. Sometimes there's an S and then an apostrophe. What? So let's have a look. The rules are, if we have singular nouns, like we'll see in a moment, we just add an apostrophe. For example, we went to Angie's house last night. We went to Angie's house. Oh, we had a great time. There was we made a mess, but it was good. Now, Ange is singular. It's like a noun. It's to saying the name of someone or something. In this case, a person, Ange. So here, we do not say the house of Ange. Ange's means the house belongs to Ange. What about the next one? So Ange is singular. Another one that's singular. Is that your friend's bike? Now this one here, friend, are we talking about one friend or two friends? We're talking about one friend. Is that your friend's bike? We're talking about one friend. How do we know? Because friend, and there's an apostrophe S. Because when it's friends, it's a different rule, which we will see in a moment. Hello, Jew. Welcome. So if we see this one here, let's look at another one. It means the bike belongs to your friend, singular. One more example like this. Where is the dog's bone? Dog is singular, refers to one. So it means it's the dog, the bone of the dog, one, okay? So dog is a singular noun. We just add the S to the end. The word that comes next tell us what belongs to the dog. In this case, bones. But what happens if there are more than one dog? There are two dogs or three dogs or 500 dogs, and they're all sitting on your front lawn. What happens then? What do we do? Hi, Umi. Good to see you again. Good to see you again, Ocean. I remember. So what happens when it's not just one dog? Like where are the dog's bones refers to one. Dog is singular. The dogs are the bones. But here we have two dogs, and these bones belong to the dogs. We have Lolly, dogs with the apostrophe at the end. Let's have a look. Where are the dog's bones? Here, when the noun is, does it appear there? Yeah, dogs. When dogs, or when there's a plural noun like dogs is plural, we don't put dogs apostrophe S like dogs is. No, we don't do that. Okay, we just put the apostrophe after that S. So the first one. So in example 1, it refers to one dog and its bones. In example 2, it refers to two dogs and its bones. Now, if you listen to the pronunciation, there's no difference. Where are the dog's bones? Where are the dog's bones? How do we know? So when someone is speaking, how do we know if we're talking about one dog or two dogs? Basically, it depends on the context. For example, if you know that, I know Dana has two dogs, and she's going to talk about her dogs in general. So where are the dog's bones? Okay, so it depends on the context. But many times the sentence that comes after helps us. For example, where are the dog's bones? Because he is hungry. So we know we're talking about one. Where are the dog's bones? Because they are hungry. They. So we know we're talking about two dogs. So it depends on the context, and usually we understand because of the following sentences or what comes next. So yes, it depends on the context. Okay. Hey, from Argentina. Awesome. Okay, so the next one, let's look at this. So here, as I said before, we don't say dogs' bones. No, just the apostrophe after it. Okay, why? Because it's a plural noun ending in S. Okay, now look at this one. This is my friend's house. Yes, I've got a friend. Yay! And this is my friend's house. This refers to the house of my friend. Friend is singular. I've only got one friend, and this is my friend's house. Okay, so it's the house of my friend, house of my dragon, the house of my friend. But what happens? I've got two friends. I've got two friends. Look at these friends. They're a little interesting, I should say. So this is my friend's house with apostrophe S, refers to the house of my friend. So how can I write this for two friends? And these two friends, they're married probably, or they're just friends. They live in the same house. How would you write that? I'll wait for your answers. How can we say that this house, this nice big house, belongs to these two friends of mine? Exactly, Lolly. Thank you. This is my friend's apostrophe house. Okay. This is my friend's house. We only put an apostrophe. Here's another one. This is my friend's house. Exactly. Why? Because friends is plural in this sentence. I'm talking about two friends. The house of my friend. So look at the difference. The first one, this is my friend's house, refers to the house of my friend, singular, just one friend. This is my friend's apostrophe house, the friend's house, the house of my friends. Again, the pronunciation is the same. This is my friend's house. He invited me there last night. So the fact I said he after it refers back to, it's just one friend. And if I say, this is my friend's house, is that one or two? They are awesome people. So I know they are my friends, so it must be plural, okay? So that is how you know, usually by context, okay? So the rule is, let me have a look. I remember, don't say friends' house. No, friends' house. No, my friend's house. Context will tell you if it's one or two friends. So the rule is, if you have plural nouns ending in S, we only add the apostrophe, no S after it. Where are the dog's bones? The bones of the dogs. You need your parents' permission. What are parents? Be careful, Spanish speakers. Parents is not parientes. Parents is your mother and your father. Los padres, okay? So you need your parents' permission. So if I say parents with an apostrophe at the end, I'm talking to both parents, two parents, okay? So you need your parents' apostrophe, because it's a plural word, permission. Okay, it refers to the permission of your parents because it is plural. But what would I put if I'm only talking about one of your parents? I've got a what do you call it? I've got the permission from one of my parents. No, I've got, have you asked for your parents' permission? Parent with apostrophe, yes. That is referring to one parent. But in general, when you're talking about parents, you're talking about them both together, okay? So it's parents is father and mother, exactly. Or mother and father. This is a typical collocation in English, where there are certain collocation is like the way certain words are always together. For example, instead of saying father and mother, you 99.9% of the time you say mother and father, mother and father, because that is the natural way you say things. Something just for Spanish speakers, so you know, in English, you used to have very old televisions, and that television or a photo, very old photos, sometimes that photo is in black and white. We don't say white and black. For example, in, what do you call it? In Spanish, you say blanco y negro. You say white and black. But in English, it's the reverse. You put black and white. I have a black and white photo. You don't say, I have a white and black photo. No, it's just your eye starts twitching. I have a black and white photo. So these are specific collocations. So we say mother and father, exactly like Mercy mentioned. Okay, so let's see what's on the next one. Fortunately, the girls' toilet was open, or the restroom or the bathroom, depends on where you are. Fortunately, the girls' toilet. What does this refer to? I don't know if you can see it on the door. It says girls, which is referring to plurals, not just for one girl. They didn't make this toilet for only one girl, and all the rest have to go outside into the garden. No, it's for more than one girl. It's plural. So we put the apostrophe after it for the girls' toilet. And what does that mean? It refers to the toilet of the girls, plural. Okay. Today's class sounds so interesting, or I hope so. It sounds interesting, but more importantly, is it? Today's class, today, singular. Anyway, but we're going to talk more about that in a moment, about the today with the apostrophe S. So parent is a person who is responsible for someone's behaviors. The person is responsible for their own behavior. Parents are like guidance along their path. Okay. Okay. So, just talking for parents, we've got a surprise for parents coming up over the next couple of weeks. Yes, but anyway, we always have surprises. We've got lots of surprises coming up. That's why we're being very busy. But anyway, so the toilet of the girls, multiple girls. Not using the one toilet, it's pretty hard to do. Okay, I get distracted very easily. Next one, what do we got? The child. Hey, it's like in Star Wars, The Mandalorian, the child. Is that singular or plural? Is that singular? Is child singular or plural? Oh, I've got the answer on there, duh. I'm just seeing if you're paying attention. Yeah, because I know it's late for some of you. Child is singular, okay? So if we're talking about one child and they have some toys, and these toys are all over the floor, like this child has some toys on the floor. How can we talk about the toys that belong to this child? What do we do? Yeah, child is singular. What is the plural of child? Children. Haha. So child is one child. So how can we talk about the toys that belong to this one child? How can we say that? Yes, child is a singular noun. How can we use children? Child is one, children is two. That's the rule. It's one of those irregular plural nouns. So I'm just waiting for your answers to appear. Aha. Dana, the child's toys. Exactly. the child's toys. So if I just go to the next one, the child's toys are on the floor. Yes. We don't say children's toys or it's child's toy. No, the child, apostrophe S, toys, because child is singular. Okay. So what happens if we have the toys of the child, one child? But now, no, we got more than one child, and it's usually a big noisy mess. Now we have children. Remember, children is plural. And Mercy, yes, you're very quick. How can we talk about the toys of the children, of all of the children there? Okay, there are two. Of those two children, how can we say that? Oops, just get rid of that one. Quick, everyone copy Mercy. Exactly. We have children's toys. Children's toys. And Dana writing it out completely for me. Yes, the children's toys are on the floor. Lollies in there. Children's. Now look at this. Where's my thing? Here it is. The children's toys are on the floor. Why? It's not because child is singular. Children, no S, is plural. So look at this. Here it refers to children. So we just put an apostrophe. That is the rule. Apostrophe S. Remember, if it's a plural noun, you put an apostrophe S. There are exceptions we're going to see in a moment. Yes, so children is plural, but it does not end in S. It's an irregular noun. So we just had apostrophe S. Very simple. So basically, oops, let's just hide this one. Yeah, so there's no plural S at the end of children. Just so you know. Good morning. Good afternoon from here. Okay, so the plural of child is children, not children's with an S. That's a common mistake. Children, no S. So since it ends in children, we just put apostrophe S. So be careful, okay? Yes, because, excuse me, it is an irregular plural noun. So plural nouns not ending in S, like children, we add an apostrophe S. The children's camping trip means it's the camping trip of the children. We're going to have a look at that in a moment. So the camping trip of the children. I've been camping in a long time. Excuse me. 1 second. Good. You can hear me again. You didn't hear all of that grotesque sounds. Okay, next one. Look at this one. He always corrects people's grammar. Yes, he always corrects people's grammar. Why? People is a plural noun. People refers to 2, 3, 4, 5, many, hundreds. So people is a plural noun. What is the singular noun for people? You have 2 people. But if you have 1, you don't say 1 people. No. What is the plural of people? The singular form of people. Just waiting. It'll take some time for it to appear here. Here it is. And we have M. Person. Oops. Here it is. A person is singular. People is plural. Okay, whoop, that went really quickly. Person, 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 person. Yes, person is, oops, I keep pushing it, but it moves. There it is. Person is singular. But here, people is plural. So, people, it's a plural noun, but it does not end in S. So we just add apostrophe S. Simple. Another word, another plural word that does not end in S. Can you think of other plural words that don't end in S? Typical rule: book, books; house, houses. But there are some irregular nouns that don't end in S. So here he always corrects people's grammar, refers to the grammar of the people. Okay, sheep. Good. Oh, here's a good one. We've got sheep. News. But that ends in S, but yeah, news. Mice. Oh, that's a great one. Sheep. Yes. New Zealand is famous for its sheep. Okay, next one. The men's toilet. Reindeer. Yeah, or dare or reindeer. Look at this one. Men. Men is plural. You got 2 men, 3 men, 500 men. It's going to be this, yeah. Or women also. But usually it's the men's toilet. The men's toilet is disgusting. The public toilet. Oh. Thank you, Larissa. Enjoy later. I know it's very late in Gibraltar. Have a good sleep. The men's toilet. Remember the last lesson, if you haven't seen it, about adjectives ending in ing. Disgusting. Disgusting, remember, refers to something, describing something. It's not your feeling. I am disgusted. That's an adjective ending in ed. It's my feelings. I am disgusting. It refers to me. But the men's toilet is disgusting. True story. Why apostrophe S? Because it is irregular. 1 man, 2 men. It's the toilet for the men. Okay, so it's the toilet for the men. Men is, or the toilet that is used by men. But this, exactly, the men's toilet is disgusting. Like public toilets in general, especially the men's ones. I haven't been into the women's one, so I don't know. It's probably got flowers and lovely smelly things in there, and they're all nice and clean. Is that true? You tell me. I don't know. I am disgusted. Yes, it's my feelings. Now, but these are irregular plural nouns because they don't end in S. The problem is this. All of the other nouns, books, whatever, that end in S. What happens there? The fun part comes when we have singular nouns ending in S. For example, not really, Helen and what? So they don't have like roses and flowers and nice smelly things everywhere? And like music, like la 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 to help you relax and everything? No, I don't know. So singular nouns ending in S. For example, the class. This is singular. It ends in S. What do we do? Or bus, that's another good one. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Bus. For example, we just add apostrophe S. The class's project. And you think, how's that possible? You got 3 S's, like something out of a Harry Potter book or something like that. The classes. I've got a whole lesson about the pronunciation of S at the ends of words. Just go watch that later. The classes project. Yes, that is correct. It refers to the class of, the project of the class. Okay. This means the project of a class. The entire class had one project to do together. Class is a singular noun. So did you hear how I added is syllable to the end? Classes, classes. Okay. There's more in the video. The extra syllable is added. Let's have a look at this one here. Oh, there it is syllable. But what about classes? There it is. Classes. If we're talking about the projects of many different classes, all of these classes had different projects. I had to put the actual link to the video. You got the... What happens then? Looking at these options, we say the classes projects. Classes projects. Because it is a plural noun that ends in S. So here we don't put an extra S at the end. We don't say the classes project. It's like no. The classes apostrophe project refers to the projects of the classes. Okay. So this here, what about names ending in S like Jesus or Jesus and Luis? Do they take an apostrophe? We're going to explain that very soon. Any moment now. In exactly 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Soon. Okay. So class, we put a singular. Doesn't matter if it ends in S or not. Singular nouns ends in S. So we just put apostrophe. Classes project. But here, the classes projects. This gives a little more clue that the final S at the end of projects. Again, it's a bit more of the context. So we don't say classes. Okay, classes is like classes is, saying it twice is difficult. This is a tough one, you say. Yes, don't worry, it's gonna get worse. Any moment, if you want your sanity, yeah. Okay, here goes. So singular nouns ending in S, we had an apostrophe. The classes teacher is so nice, thank you. It's the teacher of the class. Class, singular noun, ends in S. Another singular noun that ends in S, the princess's dress is pink. Classes, princesses, 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 drink. The princess's drink is really good today. The princess's dress is pitch. Okay, say this like 3 times quickly. Go. I bet you can't. And this is my language. God. Okay. The princesses drink again. It is coffee, honest. Okay. This refers to the dress of the princess. Okay. Here it is. Thank you, Ange. How to pronounce words ending in S. Pronunciation of final S in English. This is a great video to watch later about there's 3 different ways to pronounce S at the end of words, including apostrophe S. S like S, Z, is. But watch that video later. Okay, it would be in the description also. Okay, yeah, I'm attacking with S like okay, next one. The boss's office is big. Okay. The boss's office is big. Yeah, it is a tongue twister. The princess's dress is pink. The princess's dress is pink. The princess's dress is... It is a tongue twister. I need to change pink to something else. Yeah, anyway. So my bosses is princesses, classes, is big. Refers to the office of my boss. But This is your question, was about names ending in S, like James or Jesus or Jesus. Okay, like James, what do? We can add apostrophe S or only apostrophe. Okay, seriously. You can say James's dog is hungry, or with an apostrophe S, or you can say James's dog is hungry, only apostrophe. But both forms are correct. Okay, so some people say only do this, only do that. They're both accepted, they're both used. My preference is to put the apostrophe S, because it just follows the normal rules. Okay, a mercy put here. This is a great one about the other one. My boss's office, or offices, unless they're in the same office, is big. Exactly. Wow. Is the pronunciation the same? Great question. For this one, I would say James's dog is hungry, and James, because you don't say James' dog is hungry. No, you'd normally say James is. That's why it's best to put the apostrophe S in there, because that is what you say. Okay. Thank you, Angelica, for the link. She says, okay. So we've got, you've discovered the name of the executive producer. Oh, okay. So let's go to the next one. It's an is syllable. James is. What about this one here? Classical or religious names ending in S. Okay, we're going into the next level. Like, everyone uses classical names and religious names every single day. We just add an apostrophe. Okay. Sophocles plays are still performed today. Only apostrophe. Okay. Because the other one, another one, Hercules' strength seems unlimited. So these are Sophocles and Hercules. There are classical names, but also religious names. Like Jesus, you can just put the apostrophe. Okay. Now, exactly. It is not about what you write, but we're learning the perfect way of, like, professional writing. You're supposed to know these if you're planning to go to university, for IELTS exams, for like in a newspaper and everything like that. But when you're like saying things, just whatever, just say it. Yeah, so you didn't know that rule? Now you do. So 2 or more people, add apostrophe S or only apostrophe. What does that mean? Depends on the other rules. For example, here we got 2 more people, Stacy and Steve. Got 2 people, Stacy and Steve. Hang on a second, I'm just going to go to my notes here. What happens here? If there are 2 owners of something, for example, this car, what do we say? Stacy and Steve, they have a car. That is Stacy and Steve's car, or Stacy and Steve's car is old. Okay, use the apostrophe S. 2 joint owners of the same car. Exactly, Stacy and Steve's car. They both are owners because they both paid part of it for this car. But what about this one here? Stacy is in her car and Steve is in his car. They have different cars. What do we do in this situation for number 2? Stacy has a car and Steve has a car, and both of those cars are old. What do we do? Waiting for your responses. Aha, I can see it. I've got to wait for it to appear on here. And boom, here it is. Stacy's and Steve's cars. Stacy's and Steve's cars. Okay? So it is true. Stacy's and Steve's cars are old. So it's just a highlight that they don't own the same car. So this way we see there are two owners of two different cars. Notice how the verb is in plural form. Are old, because we're talking about two cars, okay? Now, usually, where is it? Does it appear here? Yeah, there are two owners of two different cars. But usually we don't, there's another rule, we don't put the noun or object after the S to avoid repetition, especially when the meaning is clear. When the meaning is clear, we don't do it. What do I mean by this? For example, my car is older than John's. And you think, John's, apostrophe S. But what comes after it? Isn't there supposed to be a noun? No, not always, because the meaning is obvious. The meaning is clear. This is the same as saying, my car is older than John's car. But if I say this, my car is older than John's car, it sounds repetitive. It sounds, yeah, my car is older than John's car. It's repetition. So you don't need to always put the noun, especially when the meaning is clear. So we would use the first one. My car is older than John's. Okay? So the word car is not necessary. It sounds repetitive. And the first one, the meaning is clear. We know we're talking about cars. For example, this one here. Whose umbrella is this? So if you're answering a question, the other person can say, it is Mary's. We don't need to say, it is Mary's umbrella. Whose umbrella is this? It is Mary's umbrella. It sounds exactly. Dulce, how's it going? Sweet to have you here. It sounds redundant. Exactly. So it is Mary's. We just say, it is Mary's. It's my mum's. It is your mum's. She left it here. Whose umbrella is this? It is Mary's. Don't say umbrella again. It's repetitive and it's like, it sounds like robotic or something like that. Okay? The meaning is clear. We know we're talking about the umbrella. The word umbrella is not necessary. It sounds repetitive. Okay? What about another one? Oh, God, these are disgusting. Whose are these shoes? Whose are these shoes? Let's say they belong to my brother. These shoes belong to my brother. How can I say that? These shoes belong to my brother. See? How can I say that? Whose are these shoes? They belong to my brother. Almost. You need the apostrophe in this one. You need two apostrophes in this. Here it is. They're my brothers. Exactly. So they are my brothers, or if, like what Dulce had, they're, because you can do it in a contraction between they're my brothers. Perfect. Okay. So they're both. Whose live lesson is this? It is Woodward's. Exactly, because you don't need to say it's Woodward's live lesson. It's repetitive. Great example. So they are, because if you say they are my brother's shoes, if you say shoes again, it's repetitive. So you don't need to say that at all. It refers to my brother's shoes. Oh, that's a beautiful dress. Is it your sister's? Because, you don't have beautiful dresses. Only your sister does. Is it yours? That's a beautiful dress. Is it your sister's? Because you don't have any good taste. We don't need to repeat the word dress after it. You don't need to say, is it your sister's dress? You don't need to, because it's obvious we're talking about that beautiful dress. What about with time periods? Like it was mentioned before today, the apostrophe S can also be used with time periods. That's right. For example, have you seen today's newspaper? It can also be used because it doesn't refer to possession. It refers to the newspaper of today. This morning's meeting. Oh, it's boring. This morning's meeting. So we can use the apostrophe S also for time periods. And one more. Last year's profits increased significantly. Apostrophe S. You need to know this, especially for IELTS writing. Last year's profits increased significantly compared to the year before. Okay, so this one here, brothers, sisters, exactly. So when we have the plural, my brother's shoes, brothers with apostrophe S means the shoes of my brothers, plural, exactly. Okay. So remember, the apostrophe S can be used with time periods. Oh, yes. I think I'll have a week's vacation. I'll have a, vacation, or we normally say I have a vacation for a week. In a week's time also. Next one. We do not use an apostrophe with decades, the 80s, the 90s, those noughties, or the 20s. We live in the 20s now. Wow, we live in the 20s. Always associated with last century because I'm old. True story. A lot of great music was created in the 80s. Okay. We do not use an apostrophe. Be careful. We do not use an apostrophe with decades or years. A lot of great music was created in the 80s. No apostrophe. 80s. Because it's like the 80s. It's not referring to possession. So no apostrophe there. Just so you know, this is a common mistake. Even native speakers, they sometimes do this mistake when it's writing. But if you want to be better than native speakers, don't put the apostrophe. I think I accidentally did it once, about 2 months ago, and oh, God. The hippie movement. Oh, yeah, brother. The hippie movement began in the 1960s. Yeah, peace, love, and happiness. Okay, 1960s, again, no apostrophe. You don't need it. No apostrophe at all. Also, we do not use an apostrophe. We do not use an apostrophe S as the plural of an acronym. You think, oh gosh, there's a grammar word there. Acronym. What is an acronym? An acronym. An acronym is this, UFO. An acronym is like using the first letters of each word, more or less. UFO stands for unidentified flying octopus. No, object. Sorry, my mistake. Unidentified, unidentified flying object. Okay, you don't put an apostrophe there because it's a short way of saying unidentified flying objects with an S. Breaking news. There have been many sightings of UFOs in the area. Okay. unspecified flying objects, unidentified flying objects. Well, this is another one. Great. CDs, because CD refers to compact discs. Oh, this is showing how old you are. The problem is, I remember them too. Anyway, CDs refers to compact discs. So again, no apostrophe. But another example. No, okay, no apostrophe. He has just sold all of his DVDs. Again, DVDs. Does anyone still have DVDs? Fortunately, I didn't. Oh, Iran. This is showing your LPs. Okay. For the younger generation, I want to know, do you know what an LP is? Put it in the chat. Go on. What is an LP? I know what it is. Old people know what LPs are. LP is another way of saying a record. You know those vinyl discs from ancient times? Yes. Those are called records or LP. And why LP? Liquid petroleum? No. Long play. Because before you had small records, which were called something else. I don't know what they are. It's before my time. I don't know these things. But the LP refers to long play, because you got the small ones and you got the big ones. And the big ones were called LPs, which is short for long plays. Here it is. Perfect. Great one. Okay. So again, here we do not use an apostrophe because we're talking about DVD. What does DVD stand for? Digital video device, maybe? I don't know. I've always known that there's DVD. So these are the general rules that you need to know. Okay? These are the general rules that you need to know when you are writing in English. If you want to write like a professional, you need to know these words. On our website, also, if you're an English teacher, we have this available in our store. And you've got the different charts available for you that you can put on your classroom wall. It also helps support everything that we do, and we really appreciate it. Okay. So I just want you to know, is there anything I know? So this is a summary. We've got it on the store also if you want to use it in the classroom. Also, I just want to go to here, double check something. Just so that you know. Special thank you to all of us Woodward members for supporting us. Thank you. I'm looking for this. Okay, before you go, there are 2 lessons next week. There are 2 live lessons next week. The first one is for Spanish speakers. If you understand some Spanish, like sometimes some guys in Brazil, they speak Portuguese, they can understand some Spanish. You can learn Spanish with me. I will be doing a live lesson in explaining everything in Spanish for basic level students. If you're a student or you know a student that has a very, very basic level, tell them to come the 30th of August, 30 de agosto, a las 10 de la noche, a las 22 horas in Argentina, at 10 o'clock in Argentina, or 9 o'clock in Chile, 9 o'clock in Brazil, Bolivia, Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, at 8 o'clock at night, at 7 o'clock in Mexico, Central America. Okay, so you're welcome to join that, but it's going to be mostly in Spanish and examples, of course, in English, just to help people at a lower level. You speak Italian, but not Spanish. There are a lot of similarities between Spanish and Italian. I'm learning Italian at the moment too. There's a lot of similarities with Spanish and Italian. Oh, Lottie says digital versatile disc, maybe. And are there any exceptions in using apostrophe? In English, there are always exceptions. I think in the description, if it's not now, in an hour or so, There's a link to, we've got 2 lessons about it. You can check out the video, or you can go to on our course. It's the free course, of course. You can go there and there's a description about everything with exceptions and everything like that. Okay. So yes, there's always English, there are always exceptions. It's one of those things. Yeah, so if you can join me that, si conocen a alguien que hablan español y quieren aprender inglés, this will be your opportunity. Okay, yes, I do speak a little Spanish. So thank you, Wagnarok, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you. Thank you, Dana, for coming in. Thank you, Ju, also. And also, at the same time and the same day, Thursday, your time, basically, I have another lesson. Not too sure what it's going to be about. We'll soon see, but it's going to be another English lesson. So next week there are 2. One in Spanish on Tuesday, your time. Another one on Thursday, your time. You're welcome to join in and participate. Thank you, Iran, for coming along. Hope your wife is doing well also. Hasta la vista. Of course. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone, for joining in and participating. You enjoyed this lesson a lot. I'm glad you enjoyed it, especially since it is at an incredible hour. And until next time, please, I'm just going to get something ready. Stay safe and take care. I'm just going to put something on here for you. Is it going to appear? Thank you for watching today. I really appreciate everything that you've done. Everything for supporting us, for participating and everything like that. Does this appear on the screen? Thank you so much. Thank you. Great show. Was it like a show? Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for participating. And until next time, stay safe. Take care. And, of course, have an awesome day.